Hello everyone, I'm Nausin Tasfia Audrey, an undergraduate student majoring in economics at Shahjalal University of Science and Technology. Have you ever read a research paper and thought, wait, the numbers alone don't tell the whole story? Or, personal opinion sounds great, but where is the solid proof? Well, what if I told you there's a way to use both facts and feelings to get the full picture? That's exactly what mixed method research does. Stick around because in this video, we are going to break it down in a super simple way. Alright, let's get straight into it. Mixed method research is basically a research approach which combines both numbers, which is quantitative, and stories and experiences, which is qualitative. Quantitative research focuses on numbers, statistics, and measurable data. Think of surveys, experiments, or anything that gives numerical results. Qualitative research focuses on words, experiences, deeper meanings, and emotions. Think of interviews, open ended questions, or personal stories that explore deeper insights. And mixed method research is when researchers combine two types of research approaches, quantitative and qualitative. Instead of choosing one, researchers use both to get a more complete and reliable understanding of a topic. Think of it like investigating a crime. Numbers might tell you how many crimes happened, but interviews with witnesses tell you why they happened. By combining both, you get a much clearer picture of the reality. So, why do researchers bother using mixed methods? Why not just stick to one? First of all, more complete understanding. Using both numbers and words give you depth and detail. Validate findings. If both methods lead to the same conclusion, it strengthens the research. And finally, it bridges the gap. Sometimes numbers can be confusing, or personal stories may seem unreliable. Mixed methods help balance both. For example, let's say researchers want to study student stress levels. A survey might show that 70% of the students are stressed. But why? Well, if we also interview students, we might find that lack of sleep and exam pressure are the biggest reasons. See, numbers tell us what is happening, but personal stories tell us why. Now that we understand what mixed method research is, let's talk about the different strategies researchers use. There are six main designs, and they fall into two categories: sequential and concurrent approaches. Sequential approach is the step by step approach. There are sequential explanatory strategy, sequential exploratory strategy, and sequential transformative strategy. Then we have concurrent strategy where we take both data at the same time. There are concurrent triangulation strategy, concurrent embedded strategy, and concurrent transformative strategy. Sequential strategies. These strategies involve collecting data into two distinct phases, one after the other. Firstly, in sequential explanatory strategy, researchers first collect numerical data and then follow up with interviews or observations to explain surprising results. For example, a survey shows high employee stress, and interviews reveal it's due to long working hours. Secondly, sequential exploratory strategy. Researchers first explore a topic through interviews and then use surveys or experiments to test or generalize their findings. For example, researchers interview students to understand study habits, then create a survey to see if the findings apply to a larger group. And finally, sequential transformative strategy. It is similar to the other two, but it follows a theoretical framework, such as gender studies or social justice to advocate for change. For example, studying workplace discrimination by first gathering personal stories and then conducting a large scale survey to highlight the inequalities. In these strategies, of concurrent strategies, researchers collect quantitative and qualitative data simultaneously to compare or complement findings. First of all, concurrent triangulation strategy. Researchers collect both types of data at the same time and compare results to check for similarities or differences. For example, a hospital surveys patients about service quality while also conducting interviews for deeper insights. And then concurrent embedded strategy. One method dominates while the other plays a supporting role to provide extra insights. For example, a drug trial focuses on statistical results but includes patients' interviews to understand their experiences. And finally, we have the concurrent transformative strategy, like the sequential transformative approach, but both data types are collected at the same time while following a theoretical framework to address social issues. For example, studying gender inequality by collecting survey data and personal experiences simultaneously. Here, each strategy has its own strategies, strengths, and challenges, but researchers choose based on their goal, timeline, and resources. Whether step by step or simultaneous, mixed method research helps us to see a better picture of the scenario. Now, while mixed method research is powerful, it does come up with some challenges. It needs more resources and fundings. You might need expert and more funding for conducting both qualitative and quantitative research. It takes more time. Since you are using two research methods, it requires more planning, execution, and analysis, and it can be complex. Analyzing and integrating both types of data isn't always straightforward. But despite these challenges, mixed method research is incredibly valuable, especially when studying complex issues. So let's wrap this up. Mixed method research is all about combining numbers and narratives. Whether you are studying consumer behavior, health trends, or social issues, this approach helps you see the full picture. And now, if you had to do a research project, would you choose numbers, personal stories, or both? Drop your answer in the comment section. If you have watched the full video carefully, I believe you have the answer. Thanks for watching the video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.